40s, New York was a nursery for the artists escaping Europe. Yves Tanguy, André Breton, Max Ernst, Chagall, and Mondrian joined Duchamp, a renegade of the First World War. All the movements of contemporary art were represented at the Museum of Modern Art: Expressionism, Cubism, and above all, Surrealism. Peggy Guggenheim had just opened her gallery, Art of the Century, which welcomed European artists of the avant-garde. Some young American painters assimilated all these styles. All were greatly influenced by the works of Masson. He had opened up a new expressive field through the body of the unconscious. Also important were the works of Picasso, particularly Guernica. Jackson Pollock was in the forefront of these painters who hurled their emotions onto the canvas, using spots, blotches, marks, and lines. There was no central figure, but a multiplicity of dots and strong lines crossing the canvas from one end to the other. The space of the work was no longer confined by the frame. They became known as the abstract expressionists. American dance also became more abstract. A pupil of Hanya Holm, Olwyn Nicolai, took the social and psychological content out of expressionism. The body became one element among many in the theater.
I didn't want to tell the little boy-girl stories and the sexual stories that were prevalent before the war, the Hitler War, and immediately afterwards. This was very boring at that time for me. And then, because I no longer was concerned with realism, I had begun to become an abstractionist. I sort of revolted from the way the theaters were used, because since the time of the late Greek theater until now, realism was the thing. So I tore lights down from the top, which were to emulate the sun or whatever. And then I began to discover color on the body and what happened to the body when it was colored differently. In several of my pieces, there are as many as 300 environmental changes within a half hour. And then, of course, choreographically, the dancers move quite differently. Destroyed completely the Aristotelian concept of sticking to the unity of time and place.
Nicolai taught a theory of movement where the center was movable, located in any point of the body. Martha Graham invented a vocabulary of movement as complex as that of classical ballet. Balanchine stripped ballet of all plot and concentrated on line, energy, and movement. Merce Cunningham, their iconoclastic son, brought about the breakdown of the system.